that's okay with me. You can dictate the types of me, well, that's okay with me. Take my hand and walk with me, well, that's okay with me. I'm still treading delicately, well, that's okay with me. That's okay with me. That's okay with me. That's okay with me. That's okay. That's okay. Hey, that's okay with me.
The Madmen, who recorded that song at Brisbane's Pyramid Studios in 1988. Tim Stewart was the lead singer of the Madmen. He was initially in a band called the Psycho Skate Smurfs on Smack, which morphed into the Lethal Injections in 1987, to the Madmen in 88. In 1989, Tim and his band moved to Brisbane from Townsville in search of bigger audiences and a better live scene. Tim picks up the story.
So she wrote me a letter saying she was a film student and she wanted to make a film clip for the Madmen, and she was in a number of bands herself. So we eventually hooked up and we ended up rehearsing in her lounge room at Wollongabba, where she lived. And our bass player at the time, Cam, I think, his time with the band just came to an end and he drifted away, and Kel was there and we got her in and that was it.
The band played 4 or 5 gigs under the name The Madmen with Kelly on bass, but a new name was needed to reflect the change in the band. Suggestions ranged from Moa, Brick, and even Crucifixion Y-fronts, but only briefly. It was Tim who came up with the idea behind the name Screamfeeder. The idea originated from a swim feeder, a piece of English fishing tackle that you put maggots in. But the name eventually changed into the more appropriate Screamfeeder. The band soon released their debut album Flower, with Tower being the standout track. Tower was recorded by the Madmen a couple of times before and scored a bit of airplay on the Jays, but now it found its way onto Screamfeeder's first album.
So what
Flower album was received favourably, with more tracks picking up airplay, including 7-Eleven, Bugging, Turnover, and Through With You. Kelly explains the recording of the album to me.
Flower was like a mishmash. It was we'd go down to the Gold Coast and record at this place called Redline Studios, and we'd just do like a couple of songs or lay down beds at a time and go back home and go back down. So it was just long and drawn out, and we were nearly going to break up at that point. But we did the record, and Survival picked it up, and yeah, that's just how it happened.
The band then hit the road for what Kelly, even now, describes as one of her favourite tours. They were supporting a then small American band called Pavement on their first Australian tour.
You know, we were sort of just going on tour with this sort of half unknown band, and I mean, perhaps we were probably half unknown at the same time, and they just ended up being beautiful people and really nice guys. Completely unpretentious and just heaps of fun, and made us feel really special, and saw some amazing shows. Like, that was such a great band.
After all the long stints on the road, the band's sound was starting to come together. A year later, their second album, Burn Out Your Name, was released. The album was recorded over 2 weeks with David Price, who had recorded the Screaming Jets. This time, they recorded in Sydney's Megaphone Studios.
That was kind of like the first big studio thing we'd ever been to, and it was lots of fun. But we were all up on the desk all the time I was saying, more bass, I want more bass. I want it to be more bass-like and you know, more distorted bass. And then Tim's like, we got to have the guitars louder. And Tony's like, I want the kick in it. So you were all on him all the time. And he'd lose his temper, something chronic, he'd kick things, and it was really bad.
In the end, did you like the sound of the record?
Yeah. A lot of people say that it's one of their favourite all-time records, and it really captures a moment in time as well.
Wrote you off, but I'm missing. Now I'm down for some kissing. Fingers crossed, I was wishing there were not, and I'm pacing in the wind, and I cannot tie them. Hold my hand, 'cause I'm quaking. Don't need coffee to be shaking. Wish it was progress that I'm making, but it's a mess and it's breaking like a twin, and I can't repair it. 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 Got my hands in my pockets, feeling dawn, I should stop it. Got my guards in a bucket, and my heart, think I lost it. Wrote you off, but I'm missing. Now I'm down from the benches. Hold my hand, 'cause I'm edging. Understand why I'm cringing. Just a sign that I cannot hide it.
That was Wrote You Off from Burn Out Your Name. By now, the band were powering along. A tour of Europe with the Screaming Tribesmen and the Chevelles was planned.
It was such an interesting experience. I think at the time I thought it was hell because I was the only girl and there was 14 boys on a bus. And that was, that was pretty hellish. But it was great because, we got to see amazing places and see how other people in the world actually do rock and roll.
The European tour brought things to a head with Screamfeeder, as Kelly explains.
That's when things started really deteriorating with the band, especially with me and our drummer, Tony. We didn't really get along too well, and I don't really know why, but, we just had two conflicting personalities, and sometimes it came to a head while we were away in Europe, and other times it was okay, but I think it pulled me and Tim really close together, and it pulled Tony and I further apart.
The following year would see the Felicitator EP released. Then in 1995, the band would head back to Sydney to record Fill Yourself With Music.
We actually had to take a bus from Brisbane down to Sydney with all of our gear. And from the outset, it was hard because Tony and I were at pretty much our all-time low. I had to sit next to him on the bus. He was snoring and falling asleep on me, and I was just thinking the whole time, what am I doing here? What am I doing? What am I doing? This is terrible. I don't want to be here. I hate this band and I hate everything. And recording this record was really tough.
Despite how hard it might have been, with the help of producer Wayne Connolly, Screamfeeder changed direction. They moved away from grunge to a more pop sound.
I've slept and I'm okay. A little more like you each day. You don't phone and I don't write. Made of stone, we do alright. Made of stone, we do alright. I had dreamt that I was cracked. I saw two statues interact. But I was cold and I couldn't feel. I'm warming to your heart of steel. Warming to your heart of steel.
The Screamfeeder J Files on Triple J.
Made of Stone from Fill Yourself With Music, followed by End of This Day from the 7-Year Glitch album. It was a while coming, but Tony Blades would leave the group. After all the hard work, the band took some time off and Dean Schwerp joined Screamfeeder. He explains to me how he hitched up with the band.
I don't know, I was playing in an old band and it sort of split up, and the same day I found out it split up, I got a call from Kelly saying, from Tim actually saying, do you want to play? And I was like, maybe, yeah. I was sort of a bit dubious to start off with, but then I sort of said I was going to go on a tour to see how it feels, and sort of I was feeling good, and yeah.
So they dropped you in the hot seat and it all worked?
Yeah, it was great, yeah.
Wanting to put the previous incarnation of the band behind them, the group released the double compilation album, 7-Year Glitch.
So it was like this big culmination. This was the old Screamfeeder. This is what we've done. This is the end of that, and the new one's about to start. And it did. It really changed after that.
During this time, Kelly also released a solo album, For Nothing and No One. It was an experience which allowed her to tell how she was feeling at the time. It's actually quite a depressing record, and it's not a great record, but it's very cathartic. It's very much like, well, look, here it is, and I don't care about it anymore. So, yeah. You sort of begged your soul on it, I guess.
I did, and I was really afraid of what would happen when I did release it, because it really probably was something that should have been recorded and then burnt, because it's very much a breakup record.
That was a song called Tight from Kelly's solo album For Nothing and No One. Screamfeeder then headed into the studio recording 18 songs for a new album. The album took its name from a line in the song Dead to the World, and the album Kitten Licks was born. The Kitten Licks album was released in 1997. The band took a different approach to recording this album, as Tim explained to me.
Most of the songs were written in practice, which is absolutely a new concept for us. Like, we always used to do it that I'd have the songs ready at home, then I'd bring the song into practice and we'd learn it. But this one was just much more the kind of result of just more or less just jamming and kind of experimenting and all throwing in ideas right there and then. And I think as well as, I know you said it's got more hooks, but I just think it's got a bit more power, a bit more sort of, it's just a bit more solid and rocking, you know what I mean?
With the solo album finished, Kelly was gaining confidence with the new approach to songwriting and started to stretch her vocals a bit more on the new album. The band recorded at Rocking Horse Studios in Byron Bay with producer Paul McKercher. Kelly and Tim explained the recording process.
We were sort of staying away from the city and everything, and we were staying in a house in a field with cows and horses around, and it was just a really different way to record an album, because usually we'd record them in Sydney and you were in the middle of King's Cross with all the hustle and bustle, and there was that element of, you know, being away from home as well, and just being in a big crazy city, whereas this way it was much more relaxing.
Another thing was that when we went to record this album, some of the songs were as new as like 2 weeks old or a week old. We hadn't actually sort of played them very much, or a lot of them we haven't played live yet, and they're all really fresh to us, and we're all recording them, and sort of, you know, there's a couple of songs where we almost sort of didn't know how they go yet, and we're just recording them sort of very new and fresh, and we didn't do lots of overdubs like we did on the last few albums.
Hey, we're Screamfeeder and you're on Triple J, and this is our live music playing radio session.
I'm gonna build a radio with static from the stars and broadcast at a frequency you'll pick up in your cars. I'm setting out
That was Dart, recorded live at the Wireless in 1996, followed by Static from Kitten Licks. After the album's Australian release, an American label gained interest and signed the band on an international deal, but as Tim explained to Richard Kingsmill, the relationship didn't work out.
We signed up with an American label about 2 years ago, and it was all looking rosy and excellent for a while, and they released Kitten Licks in the States, and after a while they became very weird to work with. Like, they really wanted to stand on our toes creatively, and they wanted to call the shots, and when we sent them demos over, they sort of came back to us and said, these demos don't sound very good. And we're thinking, they're demos, you know, we did them for $20 in half an hour, you know.
Yeah.
And they just sort of became, from being very friendly and open and sort of creative with us, they sort of turned around the other way and went a bit almost restrictive on us.
Bodyish or whatever.
Yeah, and it got to the stage where we reached a sort of stalemate, and in the end the deal was cancelled. And after that happened, it took them about 4 months to actually sign the paperwork to say that we were free to go.
Oh, no,
so we had
really?
that period of, we knew we weren't recording for them, but they legally could say to us, you're not allowed to go and record for anyone else yet.
Yeah,
so
they were
we're
just
still
stringing
waiting
you
and
out.
waiting. Yeah.
Oh, bastards.
Yeah. And then what happened in the end, it was even worse, because they said to us, all right, we'll let you go now on the proviso that you don't come back and sue us for breach of contract, or we can wait around and fight this out in court. So we said, all right, let us go.
The American label's expectations of the band's success wasn't to eventuate.
They want to put you straight to commercial radio, and if you don't succeed, they don't seem to have another concept of trying to promote the music. So, you know, they don't try and put you in the college circuit and work it slowly and build you up. They just want to go, poof. So they released Dart as a single over there, and it did all right, and it did some airplay on some commercial stations, but they were wanting it to just go through the roof right away. And when it didn't, you know, they spent all this money, and they just thought, oh, they didn't really seem to find an avenue for trying anymore.
The contractual shit fight would lead to a huge gap in Screamfeeder's usually solid output. The legal nightmare meant the band was only allowed to squeeze out the covers LP, Home Age, which was recorded with Magoo in 1999. This was the only work of the group to surface in 4 years. The album was rushed, being recorded and mixed in just 10 days, but one of the more cute moments from the LP was a ditty from Sesame Street called The Word Is No. The song sung by Kelly was actually selected by Tim after watching the show with his daughter.
No walking, no biking, no swimming, no hiking, no driving too fast or slow. And the word is no. And the word is no. And the word is no camping, no cooking, no laughing, no looking, no stopping, no place to go. And the word is no. And the word is no. How can just one word with just 2 letters keep so much from getting done? We'd be worse off without it, no doubt about it. Stand up and shout it. No, it's no fun. No talking, no teasing, no rhyming, no reason, no hiding from man and and the word is no. 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 And the word is no.
The band would release 2 promo singles, High Seas and Triple Hook, but no album would come out. The songs would eventually be released as a special disc with the Rocks on the Soul album.
Can't see
You're listening to the Screamfeeder J Files on Triple J.
When the contractual arguments were finally over, Screamfeeder regained their enthusiasm for the industry by teaming up with Melbourne-based English producers, The Pound System. Tim explained to Richard how they worked together on the Rocks on the Soul album.
We decided that we needed someone from a completely different angle to make the record for us, because most of the songs we'd had lying around for 2-3 years at least, and we were a bit bored of them, and we were very confident with the songs, and we thought we need someone we can just give the songs to and say, do what you want with them. And so they were one of the contenders, and they were people who were right into it. And
literally because you were so sick and tired of just
we
hearing
weren't
these
sick
songs?
of them. No, it wasn't like we were sick of them, but it wasn't like we needed someone to come and say, okay, this is what you should do with the song, and be very kind to us and pat us on the shoulder. We wanted someone to come in and say, no, that's fucked, or play that completely differently, or, and that's exactly what the Pound System did.
One of the standout tracks on the album would be Above the Dove.
We've got an intergalactic invasion on our hands. Don't call security, they won't understand. The dogs are nesting in the floodlights on the field. They don't wanna miss the action, darkness might conceal. Aliens take positions in our libraries one by one. Then write our history books with their little laser guns. As we delete it word by word, it becomes clear. Features exploded, cause our past has disappeared. Knowing there's a sign to say they'll take you when they leave. Wearing shirts that proudly state we believe. Confident the continent will surely hit the water. But the call's been made and all the passengers have heard. Gone to a place where they can walk the streets with pride. The insect world is packed, they all climb inside. The birds will learn to swim, all the fish will fly. Above the dove, in the safety of the sky. You won't be proud, but you won't
The band had written many more songs for the album. One that didn't make it onto Rocks on the Soul, but would surface on their next album, is the single Ice Patrol.
I'm on ice patrol. I'm looking out for ways we could be crushed. I fly above the secret sea, checking out what we can trust. Controlling my balance isn't instinctual. I must remember to really try. I feel if I move, I'll fall like I've been shaken loose inside. Trying to remember a dream that died. The moment I awake, I'm watching it dissolve a split second at a time. Here's my paperback. I wrote my name, then I changed my mind. I wanna go where there are no dreams. 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 By the water's edge we watch the icebergs flow. They can't kill us in a blink, although they move so slow. We try to shoot them up and bomb them. We painted them black. They didn't break or melt or even acknowledge our attack. Acknowledge our attack. By the water's edge we watch the icebergs flow. They can't kill us in a blink. We tried to shoot them, we painted them black. They did not acknowledge our attack. Biggest things move slowly, you don't notice them arrive. They'll dispatch some danger and they'll sail on by. On patrol, there's too much to know. I've got too little to lose. I wanna know where there are no dreams. I wanna go where there are no dreams. 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 Where there are no dreams.
After Rocks on the Soul, the band approached their next and latest album, Take You Apart, a little differently. Tim caught up with me to explain how.
We kind of, not really consciously, but more sort of just naturally went with an opposite approach. Like the Pound System did a great job, and it's a really good whole piece, I guess, the Rocks on the Soul album. But it's the emphasis was on trying to produce in a different way for us. So this time we just went in and we recorded it with Magoo, and the whole brief was to do it quickly and spontaneously and not muck around, not do too much stuff on the computer, stuff like that. So yeah, it's a really quick, easy kind of recording.
I ain't saving myself for a rainy day. I ain't saving you up till I can broke. He kept putting me on hold every time I spoke. He's all booked up and I'm broke, and now I'm feeling so hard. And now I don't know what to do anymore. He's all booked up and I'm broke, and now I'm feeling so hard. But I don't know what to do anymore. Can't call me this, can't call me that, but she calls me it all. And I can't help it, I just gotta wait for her to call. She's a blinding sun in my eyes, and I just stand in awe till I don't know what to do anymore. She's a blinding sun in my eyes, and I just stand in awe, and I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to do anymore. What to do anymore. I don't know what to do anymore. What to do anymore. And I don't know what to do anymore. What to do anymore. I don't know what to do anymore. What to do anymore. And I don't know what to do. She's a blinding sun in my eyes. She's a blinding sun in my eyes. She's a blinding sun in my eyes. And I just stand in awe. And I don't know what to do anymore. What to do anymore. I don't know what to do anymore. What to do anymore. I don't know what to do anymore. What to do anymore. I don't know what to do anymore. What to do.
The band have been going for over a decade in the Brisbane scene alone, but according to Tim, they haven't found it hard going at all.
It's all we do. It's like all we know. So, sure, Kelly and Dean have got day jobs. I do a lot of work, for different things. I do this, that, and the other. But in the end, the band is what we live for. It's what we do. So it's not hard. It's easy. It'd be hard if we had to stop.
The J Files.
That's the Screamfeeder J Files on Triple J this afternoon. Hope you enjoyed that. Produced by Alison Smith and presented by Costa Zoulio.